Welcome back, everybody. CAC 23 is underway, and it is an elimination game between Wings Up and NiP. We're here on Overpass. NiP's map pick. We've just watched Wings Up get absolutely destroyed on map 1. Their pick, it's not looking so hot as we head into this one, Jason, but we'll see what kind of fight they have left in them.
Yeah, I'm vaguely curious, and as you mentioned, NiP's map pick of Overpass. Correction from Trace, incorrectly saying multiple times that he made the mistake of saying that Ancient was NiP's pick.
Well, it's not, and we've cleared that up now.
Yeah, we have that taken care of.
Clean up on the aisle.
Up towards lane.
Maybe bathrooms. Clean up in the bathrooms. Yeah,
necessary to clean up in bathrooms.
It is, and if you don't, it does get kind of putrid in there. And ooh, that is disgusting from Config inside the bathrooms. Actually, headshot on land. Child King though, he's pretty good from the back of the dice box. Had a couple of 6 shots on that first map. It is a 1-for-1 immediately.
Yeah, maybe lost himself there, backing up too much off dice boxes and not being aware of the potential for that long play. So good shot from Rez with the P250.
Bomb down, retake scenario. So Wings Up, they've got the kit in the back of Marek.
They do have a smoke as well on gas.
So combined, they have enough to perhaps seal away a little diffuse. But NiP struggled to win pistols on that first map. Let's see if they're able to get this one done over the line. Maxter on the double and head trick to close. Maxter had a fantastic first map, but he starts off strong here again. Yeah,
I think it was 19-3, like 10 rounds into the game, ended with like 25 or 26 kills at the end of the day. Yeah, he was a monster, and he was like kind of the primary defender of that B bomb site, which got a whole lot of love from Wings Up in the first half of Ancient. Here on Overpass, grabbing a couple kills to help them close down the post plant. So start is not going to be nearly as nice for Wings Up, which I don't know, doesn't bode well. But I'm going to wait. Well. I'm going to wait and see what happens.
It bodes badly. This is what happens here for Wings Up. The force buy in the second round, it's risky on the CT side, but I think you got to take some risks. If you're Wings Up, you got kind of slapped around a little bit. Even after winning both pistol rounds and converting one of them in the previous map, you want to at least hope that you can have something in this force buy. Because we did actually see a couple of rounds, some nice deags. They've got some crispy mechanics. But it's not enough to win Counter-Strike games against high-level European sides a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's going to be the big question is how can NiP work them across the map here on Overpass as we saw them do on Ancients. The individuals can stack up against NiP for the most part. Team Counter-Strike killed them on Ancients. And I mean, here's the other side of the coin too, especially on this T side. If defense is obviously going to be passive here, makes sense. Don't have a lot of utility, don't have the weapons to fight back with. But if Config is going to be able to get a lot of space towards bathrooms once the gun rounds begin, and his kind of aggressive lurking style on this side of the map, they're in some trouble because Config is going to flex and he's going to test that consistently.
Well, Lan has seen the shadow. He's worried about close left. So he clears that, and then as soon as he goes back into the angle, if he had just held that initially, he probably would have had a much better chance at taking down head trick.
Yeah, he was oddly eager to go find information and go take a little bit of a fight, considering he's the only player there. Normally, you'll obviously see that scout kind of jumping behind dice boxes, peeking out towards long, trying to just maintain the information of progression of NiP.
Especially if you're solo.
Yeah, especially if you're solo. So bomb plant is here. Not a huge deal. The other 4 players from Wings Up will save the armor and pistols in the SMG, and then they'll get a second crack at it in the next round with weapons, depending on how many are taken away.
Ooh, Config. Those walls are paper thin.
When he's also well aware that, you know, the potential for them to have overtaken short in the way that they have at the moment is high. So doesn't even want to peek for that fight because he realizes more players can be waiting for him. So this round is just going to end in this little bit of a stalemate. So 2-0 for NiP.
Yeah, 2-0 for NiP, saving these 4 weapons. Should be freed up in the next round to take more risks. You know, you can push something, you can stack together, take a few risks across the map and really try and make that force buy from the previous round work here, and then you get the buys coming up a little bit later. But the most likely scenario now that you've lost the force buy is you're going to see a 3-0 start for NiP and money building on the T side. So a lot of the positive signs for NiP at the start of the map pick have come to fruition. So at this point, you're feeling like you have the idyllic start. You can keep moving forward with this, and NiP should have a nice and easy day at the office if it all continues like this.
And the winner of this, which is looking like it will be NiP, favored to be NiP, will be taking on ENTS in the quarterfinals. That'll be the draw that they have. The other quarterfinal will be Lin Vision taking on Maus.
And you gotta feel like NiP versus ENTS, that's a game that you gotta feel like both teams playing with a stand-in. That could be really fun.
Yeah, that could actually be a pretty cool, spicy affair. We'll find out when we get there. That'll be taking place on Saturday, as tomorrow is a day off for everyone to get some rest and relaxation.
Tomorrow is a day off. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I heard Henry talking about You know, it doesn't happen often at events. Happens for players.
Yeah, it's been a while in these week-long events.
But you guys as viewers at home get to go and have a day to do whatever you want, chill out on a Friday, have a good Friday, and then on Saturday, get back in that seat, wake up nice and early and watch some of these games from wherever you are or late. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Counter-Strike continues this weekend.
Well, here's S-Tag, spots out Lan trying to make the run. Rez drops him through smoke and once again towards the A bomb site where it's a very diminished defense of basically nobody.
I feel like Lan could have done us all a favor and capitalized the L instead of the N. Because no one would call him Ian if he did that. But I think Ian.
I called him Ian when we got in.
Yeah, but everyone does. I called him Ian at the start. Like it's just a thing. It looks like Ian.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's Lan, as I've been corrected by the fans of Wings Up over the years.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you had the information for me, so I didn't have to go through that. Yeah,
imagine you called him Ian. You would get the wrath of the fans of Wings Up coming your way. Your DMs would be filled up.
Bunch of bonus money coming out in this this MAC 10 for S-Tag at the end of the day. Looks like he wants to challenge a little bit more than others. One more player down in the stairs, and he's going to have Rez to back him up. I mean, some level, though, this might not even necessarily be worth it. Deagle's shots raining out. Child King will go down with the bomb. That's some armor that is going to be lost for free to the explosion. So, I mean, a couple details there right at the end that you didn't need to encounter.
It's good to see the audience out there in Shanghai returning to China. It's great to see an event looking this solid, and Wings Up would have hoped they would be able to come with the current roster, I'm sure, and show what they've got to everything they've been working on inside of the server and in some of the boot camps they've done. But yeah, it's going to be a little throwback for them, and you know that tactical depth certainly was lacking on the first map. Time to see how it's going to pan out here on the CT side of Overpass. Wants to get the guns out, and Lan, unfortunately, not connecting that opening kill.
Yeah, missing the initial shot, having to back away. Smoke is going to cover up in the blown open door so they can take the stairs and take control. And for the moment, NiP stuck behind utility as a follow-up smoke towards Monster, just plumes. But this is looking like they're going to line up straight out of the gate for a split towards this B bomb site. 2 sandbags, 2 Monster. Rez off on his own towards the A bomb site.
Rez keeps running. That fight around the right side of the flower bed is not going to go his way, and that's exactly what happens. Child King and Gas, alongside Flying, have kills for Wings Up. So it's down to just Maxter and Config, and so many individual fights going down across the map, and most of them were actually going Wings Up's way.
Yeah, I'm so curious. Rez was just hoofing it, wasn't he? Loud as hell.
It's very strange.
They had the timing. The whole might have been trying to cause some kind of a distraction, but it came out at the same time as the hit, so maybe an early jump on a flank and just not expecting that players took a big risk and it didn't pay off. And now Maxter's left, and pretty much all you can do here is cause damage.
Well, the stand-in looking to stand up. First kill towards the barrel's already locked in. Is there something more from Maxter? He's playing for a spot at NiP, and he's one step closer to this clutch. This would be devastating for Wings Up to let it slip, and Child King makes sure that they've got it in their grasp.
Yeah, great shot from Child King. As we kind of mentioned, he was the player, the only one really stepping it up on Ancient in any significant way. He had some very crispy shots, so here shuts things down before they get too out of control, but 2 extra kills in the 1v4 for Maxter is quite nice, keeps the money low, and the AWP is back in the hands of Lan, not Ian.
Yeah, not to be confused with
Ian.
Not
to be confused with Ian.
That's another guy. Shout out to Ian, watching at home right now. I hope you're enjoying this matchup.
Here we go, flashbang is out. Ian eats that one full in the face. Lan eats that one. We've actually done it. We've actually done it.
Ironically done it.
Oh my lord.
Oh my goodness,
Steps
Jason.
right into it.
Those early call times do be getting you. Getting the Ian out of you. And now it's slowing right down. So he's attempted the opening kill twice. Here comes the reaction. Ooh, we've seen that a few times so far on Overpass. Marek going for a peek into the cubby, fully fixated on that, and then the extension out of the tunnel catches him looking the wrong way. Looks a little silly, but he's preoccupied with another angle instead. And that has resulted in a 1-for-1 across the board. So 4v4 equilibrium established with 1 minute and 10 left in round 5.
Ooh, I like this. Lan gets pushed off 2 angles, but Child King drops utility back to him and steps up to the plate, looking to maintain position in bathrooms. Going to be smoked off, and he's going to step in front of that as well, trying to throw a little bit of trickery into this bathrooms defense.
Head trick swings. Oh, Lan tries to flick up. Not too far off, but head trick's quicker to the kill, and Child King looking sharp, hanging out in the toilets.
Yeah, but now he's got to deal with the Opera, who's got him pinned down. Quick shot from head trick. Child King didn't even have a chance for a rebuttal. And as gas rotates over, everything is smoked off. More utility raining over the walls, and he's going to be stuck. Flying's here with him, but they can't really do a whole lot to stop this plant. However, the slow pace of NiP, they're going to investigate this retake, you'd imagine, once these smokes fade.
And that bomb plant locked in without issue. NiP would favor themselves winning this if Wings Up were to go for it. And it's even a question of whether or not it's worth going for at this point.
There's no money left. Yeah, they're not even going to mess with it. They don't have a smoke, which hurts. They have one kit on flying, but realizing it's going to be very difficult in the time remaining to get the kills necessary to make this doable. And without a smoke, the percentage just drops massively. So they'll retreat, they'll give up the round, and they'll have to scrape together what buy they can. I think Gas is going to be able to drop a weapon over to a teammate. So they'll be able to at least have 3 rifles into the next round.
There she goes.
Boom.
4-1. Essetag has been really impressive, actually, of the level he's come back into competitive play with. Now, he took a large gap, long hiatus out of top-tier Counter-Strike. And I think with his first event back, sure, it was an online event over at Rubet, but he definitely looked sharp in a couple of those maps.
In an event too where, I mean, even in this one, he's taken over the leadership duties before Alex. He's already officially joined the team, hasn't probably really stepped into the roster to practice for some of these events as they've been preparing for him. But Estag's been the one coming off the long break, having to step up and get back into the swing of things individually and shake the rust off. Yeah. And then also as an in-game leader. So not a tough affair, but Estag's one of those guys throughout his whole career. He's always been put in these situations where he's had to fill gaps in terms of roles, in terms of responsibilities. He's always been the guy to kind of make that sacrifice and take the extra burden, and doing it one more time here with NiP.
Yeah, you can see why if you were making a team like a Colossus of a team, for example, you'd want to pay the big bucks to get him in. He is that kind of player, so very much so a jack of all trades. We'll see Wings Up. Got the AK-47 for flying and the saved rifle of gas alongside that, but it doesn't fill you with a whole lot of hope when you look at this kind of buy. But maybe a little trick like this, a double stack on top of the sandbags, a little boost down, could work out for them.
The drop down, though, probably was heard over in the short
Almost certainly.
Yeah, that was quite a loud one. And even though they've reduced the dropping sounds now and the jumping and the landing noise, but still going to be audible from that position. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's just a pistol on the bottom of the stack protecting against the swing. 2 pistols,
but it's
actually.
King. It's Child King, and he's got a big dig. And he's looking for the kill down towards Maxter, and it's going to happen. In fact, the only kill that comes out of that is for NiP, and it's Essetag that takes gas off the top rope, and they clear out short. They make sure that those players are forced further back into the B bomb site, and NiP have kind of avoided the main risk of this round.
Oh, I wonder if did Land spot that? He did. He did. He zoned in on that player.
Boosted
nice up. Another follow-up boost. A little bit of trickery. They found the equalizing kill. A couple of tags with the scout. Okay. All of a sudden, this looks a little bit more doable for Wings Up.
Yeah, Land softened them up. He's made them squishy. So the rest of these weapons might be able to get something done here for Wings Up. Suddenly, there might be an opportunity in the final 30 seconds. NiP don't have a whole lot of time to make their final maneuver into this A bomb site. And Wings Up realize that. So they make the rotation up. They have more reinforcements alongside this scout now for Land. He goes out for his final peek, and it will be his final peek thanks to head trick. But it's down to the Deke to close it. And Child King's looking sharp. It's just Rez left alone. 15 seconds for the Swede to try and win this 1v2. Child King hides behind the truck. Rez gets ever closer, but no kill yet. And Child King closes. The Deke looks sharp, and Wings Up have a hope.
What a hold. What a shot from Child King with that Deagle. Been so sharp across these 2 maps, and one more time shuts down NiP right on the precipice of taking the round. 4-2.
Child King looks nuts on the Eagle. Like, his mechanics are really satisfying to watch. This is something that's so great about watching the Chinese teams. They have really sick mechanics, really sick flick ability, and he does it to them. He absolutely wrecks them. Again, Land makes that possible, obviously, with some of the body shots coming in, but he lands the headshots right at the end.
Yeah, that was great from Child King. And Land, as you mentioned, the double scout tag out towards long, so NiP is going to have a little conversation.
And then we do see this on Overpass a lot. You know, you see teams maybe on the T side become a little loose and they need to recalibrate because they're starting to run out of time, or maybe not getting all the map control fast enough, or getting through the motions in the checklist to the point where they have time to comfortably execute on the site. So just getting back on the same page, recalibration. for NiP after the tactical timeout, but if your wings up, that's kind of round that fires you up. It gives you a bit of hope for a few more rounds here at least.
It does, because they actually didn't invest in that round a whole lot. They had the 2 saved M4s. They picked up an AK-47 later on the round. So I mean, they didn't really drop and buy and invest a whole lot. So now they've got plenty of cash. 3,100 on land, 4,000 on Child King. They've got weapons as well. Things looking a little bit better for the defense. Now, can they keep it up? Can they string these rounds together? This would be a reset for NiP if they can win it.
Yeah, that's awkward for Lan, trying to run back, turning around, and Red's just chasing after him, not letting him fall back at all. That's NiP with the opener right away at round 7, and Rez might not be done. Rez has got another one, and when you're down a player, you feel like you have to take a risk sometimes. And if you're feeling yourself after a round like that, Child King too confident, swings into the open and gets punished.
Well, that's a nice kill for Gas, because it's at least going to force NiP to move forward into the A bomb site where there's 2 defenders, dumping out counter utility, trying to delay. A nice crossfire set up with one over at the truck, but Merrick almost gets caught with his knife out. They sustain, they come back into it, but a wide swing, and now Merrick's in a lot of trouble. 2 on 2, but reinforcements far away.
It's sick that he actually gets away with another kill there, Marek. The missed shot allows him to get into a winnable position and put Gas into a 1v1 up against Esatag. No commitment to the plant. Gas will hold off. He's just letting Esatag move a little bit. Gas repositioning around to bank, and Esatag trying to be patient, trying to wait for Gas to come into him first. Maybe he might even offer up that chance, but there's no need to. The bomb plant's not coming in, but Gas just plays himself. He gives himself up. The patience there could have come through. Wait till the plant comes in, but Esatag just pumps the brakes. Gas comes right into him. All gas, no brakes.
Well, Gas is being like, oh, why is nobody planting at the moment? Maybe he left the bomb site. Maybe he's evacuated. So yeah, a little perhaps inexperience in playing that a little over aggressively, but a good read from Esatag and a good perch that he finds to be able to pick him off. Almost a fantastic defense. That last swing, a little bit too wide from Truck. If that's contained, if he just waits patiently and still plays for the crossfire, that's a very difficult round for NiP to win.
Well, here's a boost. Lan gets the chance for the opener. Probably should have sunk that kill on Maxter.
And because of that money that they had built up from the previous round, they catch Maxter off guard a little bit with the FAMAS being out. And there's an M4 out towards long on Child King.
So you've got a couple of weapons.
He's very much alone.
Yeah, he's out there in the park.
They're going to bypass him entirely. No sound, and they're just playing contact.
This sucks for Wings Up, because the only gap really left open when you're not picking up information is the avenue of approach that NiP have chosen. And now they're trying to get through Connector, the fastest rotation up to try and support that gap, and Config's just holding that. So NiP have actually got the perfect call here to deal with this kind of round. And timing for Child King wasn't great, but because of the initial damage, Maxter only had a Mac 10 as well, and Child King's able to finish him off.
Well, he knows he's got to try and find Config as well. The lurk that was over the stairs. Oh, he's getting lurked as well from T-Spawn. That's been called out. Yeah, Gas is going to get a freebie, but Child King peeks a little bit too early. Not patient enough for Gas to stop that.
Yeah, perhaps Gas not communicating well enough. There's something there. A mistake was made, but it's now a 2v2. And there is a chance for Wings Up on the weaker weapons to pull a round out of the hat. But it's Gas once again, and this time he's got double the clutch in front of him, and he gets nowhere. Gets stopped at the banana, and that's going to be Headstrick picking up a round.
Yeah, that aim punch really didn't let him get involved in that fight whatsoever, did it? Good job from NiP. However, through this, there's been some of these elements of danger, like the M4s picked up the FAMAS in that round, but there's been enough money left around for Wings Up to buy again with this full losing bonus that's built up. They've done a good job with their economy, making sure they can get as many strong buys as possible. This would be a great time. We haven't really seen it quite yet. Lan had those couple of scout tags, but the scout and the op in bathrooms and at the A bomb site has not been impactful for Wings Up whatsoever.
Despite going for multiple opening chances, and Child King actually gets away with one. It looked like he's about to be sentenced to death with absolutely nothing left. But fortunately gets one, and that does give Wings Up a chance, especially with Lan finally chiming in with that AWP.
Yeah, and Esatag takes a little bit of a different route. Instead of going bathrooms and lane, he heads out towards long.
Is he going to check the right corner this time? No, Rez.
He can make the guess. You got the kill on Child King. Yeah, pushed up. You saw the op as well. You kind of make the educated guess that nobody's going to be in that corner.
Pushes forward beyond it. Reposition from Lan coming back around the back of those dice box. Is he going to roll the dice and peek a little further down? He isn't. He went wide. He might have been able to catch Rez.
It's got them simple stickers.
And that Gungnir gun in his hands. He may have a flashy weapon, but we got to see some flashy shots. 48 seconds left. Lan looks back to long again, but he has to worry about the bathrooms, and it's really uncomfortable. Now being spotted, needs to tuck behind those dice boxes and call for his teammates to come up on the rotation. Remember, Wings Up in the final 35 seconds have got the player advantage, and the AWP is the weapon you need to cleave out of position. And Rez is unsuccessful in doing so, and another kill from Land this time around. You wanted impact from the op, Jason. There you go.
Yeah, beautiful round from Land. I'll say he got a little bit of a gift. I was surprised when they saw his position behind dice boxes. There was a Molotov available for NiP. I'm surprised they didn't chuck it out and flush that op out into the open as they encroached onto the site. They chose to go a little bit more contact, trying to keep those two players hidden, trying to make it feel like it was just a Rez lurk. But that allowed Land all the opportunities to re-peek with impunity and find 3 kills.
Tactical timeout taken for NiP. Their cage definitely rattled at this point.
It's the money more than anything that's rattled. They're trying to scrape together a force buy here and talk it over during this timeout. Wings Up starting to mount some decent enough defense to try and come back in this opening half.
DJL having a word with Esatag. If you're an interim IGL, you're going to certainly lean on the coach's input and impact, rather. So taking those timeouts throughout the half on the T side of Overpass certainly going to be a key factor for NiP here. Esatag 6-3 at the moment. The player leading the charge for NiP is in fact Rez at 8. And for Wings Up, you've got to love the fact that Land just had a big round. Hopefully that fires him up. Hopefully that warms him up into this game, because the AWP can make a difference in your defensive half. What's the call from NiP out of the timeout?
Galil, AK, 2 Tech 9s, and a Deagle. This is looking like it's just going to be a standard execute at the B bomb site. We'll see if they how much of a timing they wait for with these smokes. Maybe they bust right through it. One lurker, that's going to be Rez with the Galil.
Gas and Marek's setup looks designed to deal with shutting down pistols running in, but it will fall if one of them goes down quickly. You would suspect the trade would be almost immediate from NiP, and they would break through that B bomb site. So there is an element of risk here, but it could work out for Wings Up. They could just stop them at the door immediately. And Rez, again, very proactive on his lurks. He's deep into bathrooms. If he shows presence here, that might keep some of the CTs waiting. And he's actually just taking the AWP out. He just peeks into him with a Galil, and that's the AWP gone. Rez is looking for the long player, and King hasn't turned. Rez gets the follow-up kill, and now comes the B pounce. Marek and Gas sure get a couple, but Marek's run out of ammo, and Hetrick will feed on him. It is now flying left from heaven. A clutch needed from the sky, and it isn't going to happen. Hetrick sends the bullet on up, and NiP's decision to purchase works out perfectly.
That was almost a really scary round, like one of those weird rounds where like the fake or the lurker has like 10 times more impact than you expect, and he clears out the other side of the map, but at that point you're already committed to the B bomb site. Yeah, sure. You know, like that could have been dicey, but well managed from NiP, and obviously stunning from Rez.
Yeah, so sick. From the round that we were just talking about from Land, the fact he pops off in the previous round to getting just peaked dry by a Galil.
It looked like he didn't have head armor. I think Rez might have just like a single bullet headshot with the Galil.
I think you're right there. The Eagle's out, P250s. What a crash back down to reality it is for Wings Up.
Yeah, and unfortunately that might have been like kind of the reset, quote unquote, that they needed on NiP. That round that would have forced them back to just pistols, that would have given them a chance. That was an opportunity that slips away, and it's very late in this first half. So not looking good for Wings Up.
Rez looking to catch the pistol, crossing back into the site. Did have an opportunity to do so. But that's information for NiP of what they're up against.
I could see that coming.
Learn that one.
He like picked like 3 different spots. He was like, oh crap, which one is it?
It's like, I know they showed me this. This is the one, surely. Nope. That's not going in the Nard Out Here video.
It should. I'm sure he's got a blooper reel.
Maxter this time, though. Pressuring in from short. Good headshot, good transfer. Maxter again. Makes it look nice and easy. Conflicts there with him. And the rifles cut through this B-bomb site like a relatively lukewarm knife through some fridge-cooled butter.
Last round of the first half coming up. Wings Up is going to invest everything they've got. Yeah, that's a shame. That previous round.
Yeah, it just kind of sucked the life out of it, didn't it?
Yeah,
really?
it did, because like that was like a chance to bring this to 6-6, and then you're still kind of in things, and then you win the second half pistol, and you're feeling pretty good, you're feeling decent, and now it's just swung the complete opposite direction. That was the win they really needed. That was kind of their last chance to have a close affair. Now you have to say this is going to have to be a comeback for Wings Up.
Looking for that 4th round at the half. They did get that over an Ancient.
Damn.
Didn't really matter all that much. And Maxter has another opening kill added to his collection.
Well, you keep saying he's playing for a spot in NiP. I think he's making a decent enough case for it.
Yeah, and I think he's actually garnered a lot of support as well from the community who have been watching him over the last few games. People are pleasantly surprised by his performances, and he's gathering a lot of support, especially from Swedes who would love to see another Swede inside of this NiP team. So, it's great to see young players getting opportunities to play for the big organizations in their country and actually running with it.
Yeah, getting an opportunity playing with the Young Ninjas, the academy team for NiP, and getting called up to the big leagues. They've been performing pretty well in some of the online cups they've played in, and now here on land with the squad having some impact. This will be a B play. Rez is going to try and flank all the way around towards Heaven. He's got to deal with Child King, who almost had the timing, who was looking for this exact maneuver from Rez.
Here he is. Rez creeping on by, comes down to timing. Will Child King be looking the right way? He will not. Rez executes him. Now he's got a second. Nice and clean from Rez. And no resurrection of this round for Wings Up as Ian turns around. It's 9-3 at the half. It's going to be NiP charging. And that is a huge scoreline now, and Rez is feeling good about it.
That's so frustrating for Child King, too, just because, like, the play is coming. Like, it the whole time. Like, you have the sense, you have the read. Rez has been lurking on you at the A-bomb site throughout this entire half. You know it's coming at some point, and just the timing is not with you when you're checking that angle. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
All right,
well, this second kill from Rez. Whoop.
Yeah.
Peace.
I mean, you can see why people get excited about, the individuals on NiP. If they can just find a system that works, they've just got so much raw ability inside of this server. Rez, off the back of that final round of the half, is actually the top fragger now for NiP, 12 kills.
And we're going to switch sides. Wings Up, what's their offense look like on Overpass? It better start with the pistol.
Yeah, it better. I can't believe I called him Ian as well. I did it as well.
You did it?
Yeah, just there at the last round, Jason.
I didn't notice it. I wasn't going to call you out.
Yeah, well, I called myself out. I couldn't live with myself.
Yeah, the shame.
Yeah, I had to go get the bus.
It's really pulling you down.
Yeah, it is. But now I feel like a weight is lifted off my shoulders.
Okay,
I'm glad this
we all
therapy
get
session
one. We all get one.
Is concluded as we're going to head back into the game. It's 9-3. Second half kicks off. NiP look for the pistol. If they win the pistol, it's a really good case here to be made. They can go ahead and survive in this competition in a 2-0 fashion over Wings Up. Maxter running down long. He's not alone. He has got a teammate in behind him, and the USPs look to try and dish out death, but it is nothing but death for Maxter. And Rez in behind the stone gets overrun, and the Glocks are looking good.
Yeah, all of a sudden, 3 versus 5 in favor of Wings Up as they move up long towards the A-bomb site. Get a couple players in towards bathrooms. You can continue with this split, but with a minute and 20 seconds, you really have kind of the whole map available to you. You can choose to go down the stairs. They're going to press forward, and information spotted from S-Tag, trying to bait for Config.
Well, Config is going to see the absolute barrage of utility flying above his head. He goes to the peek out. It's Marek that is instantly gone, but Config would have hoped his teammates could stand a little longer, but Hetrick's out of there. And now a 2v4 for NiP to try and win. Wings Up are in the prime position to steal this one.
Once again, that's the kill on the flank. That was the door player that came up, Hetrick. So, I mean, the opportunity is there for Wings Up where they missed this kind of a call on Ancient. This time they've learned their lesson, and they're going to readjust over to the B-bomb site.
And not only that, they're still committing Child King forward to keep them there and keep them focused on him at the moment, so he can't rotate that second player down. But S-Tag knows exactly what's coming his way, and he better hope he can line up a couple of headshots here. He got a chance on the second, but only the one. And Config now with a 1v3 lying right in front of him. You know exactly where he's coming from. He's got 3 players shooting at him. Eventually, one of those bullets land right between the eyes. And Wings Up have the pistol to kick off the second half.
Yeah, they encountered resistance every step of the way, but handled it each and every time. Good job from Wings Up, keeping your eye on the flank as well. Probably had the sound cue of the door opening up, but then the readjustment back to B. That's the right call instead of pushing in towards 2A defenders. And obviously, a lot of this decided out towards long earlier. The double push from Rez and Maxter doesn't pan out whatsoever, and not enough production to hold off the hit.
Now we'll see NiP go over the force buy. They have done that throughout the series so far. I wouldn't expect it to be any different, and they are going for the force buy in this second round. Hetrick starts the force buy off with a tag in the scout. He's obviously going to make things a little easier for the pistol that's in behind him in the form of Rez, but the chase is stopped. Chalking and Rez, the Wings Up don't go around that corner.
Wings Up really need to make these rounds clean, where they couldn't have that on Overpass. Remember, the round 2, they were only 1 player surviving. Round 3, 0 players survived, even in a victory. These ones have to be clean if they want to get the second half off to the paces and start closing the gap on the scoreboard. Any chance of a comeback, any chance of an upset here on Overpass.
Ooh. So Rez stands and fights, he loses them, and he goes down. Wings Up just slowing down into this. Now they've got that advantage, and their main objective is keeping this one clean, getting it on the board.
They're going to get it as well.
Yeah, NiP have drifted elsewhere, haven't they?
Yeah,
so
the gamble rotation over to the other bomb site, so this one will be free for Wings Up. NiP will save, and we'll see them bring, what, the Scout, the MP9, the upgraded pistols into the next round, and just try and go for another setup one more time. So 5-9.
Not bad for Wings Up. Not bad at all. You would have to say that they're favored to actually win the next round too. So
the problem is, like, it's like the critical rounds in the halves to make them competitive have been lost by Wings Up each time, right? Back on Ancient, it was that 2v1 against Maxter inside the A bomb site that just demolished them and allowed NiP to go on a streak. Here, it's that round where they had a chance again to reset NiP with a victory. Rez gets the 2 opening kills alone at the A bomb site. It's like those kind of critical rounds that can change the half and allows you to be competitive or just have a really, really tough time. It's going against the Wings every single half. There's going to be one of those rounds coming up shortly. The first gun round is going to be huge. This next one obviously important as well.
I mean, there was even that round in the first half that probably fits the bill perfectly. It's when Esatag is in the 1v1 against Gas, and he just stops planting the bomb and just waits for him to walk into him.
Would have been great to have that clutch.
So there's another one of those scenarios that could have went the other way. And imagine they get one of those even. You know, you're looking at a completely different scoreline here. It's still 9-5. Still pretty close. But as we said, Wings Up should be winning this in this round, and we're looking at 9-6 as most likely outcome. But when NiP have pistols and they have Deegs in the hands of players like Rez and CZs available for config, there's always a chance, isn't there? There's always that opportunity that this round can be stolen away.
With the Scout, gives up the angle. Might have had a chance in a couple seconds, but he realizes the danger coming from Party as well.
Oh, timing there for Hetrick. Maybe could have got a chance to take out Chalking. Oh, the timing against him twice in this round.
Yeah, that's frustrating. You can see he's like pissed off. He wants to go back and find it. NiP's going to start getting frisky on the map, though. Utility being sent out by Gas. Config, what a shot from the CZ.
Yeah, that's the worrying part. When Config gets freed up, when he gets aggressive, he senses a gap, he can take you out with that CZ.
And it's aggressive outside of the tunnels, and then he pushes forward to get the AK-47, realizes it's clear, and the rest of NiP shift immediately to the A-bomb site. Now, however, Wings is going to make the counter call. They've got a minute to play with, so they're going to come right back. A little bit of utility chucked out towards the A-bomb site. And they're going to rotate all the way back around where Config is still alone. So the question is, does NiP ever feel the timing of where this hit is not actually come in, not actually guaranteed to be at A? It's all on Config and his AK-47.
Yeah, he plays a bit of an off angle. He can maybe drop instead of actually going for those fights, which is exactly what he does. He'll be calling for his teammates to get over here and help quick. Config cannot do anything about the initial attack, but Rez will. Big shot on the Deagle, and damage done to Lan as well. He can't plant the bomb too comfortably, but eventually they'll punch those digits in, but Lan cannot escape. His last task, his last action alive in this round is to plant that bomb, and NiP have the player advantage with the weaker weapons coming back in on the retake. Flying has got a Molotov late into the round. That will be actually massive. There's no kit available on any of these NiP players. He gets that onto the bomb, and the smoke has been used for the choke point instead of the bomb itself. And so that might help them win this round as they're forcing the Child King. He'll get the lineup on 2, and now Flying's quick reposition back out of Monster. Red's Red's gonna read it. He's gonna go back for it, and he's running into the bomb. I don't think there's time at all.
He's
gone.
He
can't win it. He's got to get away, but a lot of damage again done. NiP come close.
Yeah, they really do, and you're exactly right. That Molotov bought all the time they needed, keeping him off the plant, allowing Wings to play it a little bit differently, knowing that the defuse can't begin for some time. That Molotov was heroic. 6-9 in the favor of NiP. As you mentioned, good damage done, but another full buy for Wings Up. However, that's going to take all the money out of their pockets. Not all of it, but
most of it.
Quite low, most of it.
It's like taxes.
A plant here is going to be Wings Up. At least getting a plant will be everything.
So this is their opportunity then. This is their chance to make this competitive on Overpass.
Yeah, this is that first real important swing round. This is the difference between being able to compete in this map for Wings Up or being in a really desperate situation.
And as you pointed out in the previous round, they haven't really been able to do that at all in this series.
Oh, their T-side on Ancient was atrocious, but that was a lot due to like not being able to handle the aggression from NiP. A little bit different here on Overpass, but Headtrick still finds the timing against the flashbang.
Yeah, it just works for him. He needs to be careful indeed up against Lan. He's jumping for it, he's taking risks, and he's seen the head. So he'll decide he doesn't want any of that re-peek action. So Headtrick takes that opening move, gets information on the second player being there, and then backs away. So connector control is there for Wings Up. They've got long control as well. And still a minute left. Oh, missed shot. That was an opportunity for Lan.
A huge opportunity.
Oh, here we go. Subtech jumps are fixed. He's back up on top.
Sees nothing close. One teammate, Child King, working his way up.
Ooh,
tagged leg even.
Lucky.
Yeah, down to 12 HP. And he's been like a really sharp player for Wings Up that really can't be the aggressor any longer with that kind of health.
Oh, if Headtrick repeaks, it could be a little messy just for a second there, but he's gone for the wall bang. Maybe seen the heal of Child King, and that is going to take him out of the round, take him out of contention. But Rez falls to Flying. 15 seconds. That's the big problem here for Wings Up. They're running out of time. You say no chance. We'll see how they get it done. The bomb commits forward, and yep, you're right. No chance. It's over. That's going to be 10.
15 seconds. You've still got to deal with the player in the corner. You've still got to deal with the opera at the truck. That was not going to work for Wings Up. 6-10. At least they saved the op. And this is why I said the plant was going to be important. Would have been the difference between having, you know, like what, 4,100 versus 3,300. The difference of AKs or Galils if they want to buy in this round. So a decision to make for Wings Up if they really want to heavily contest here. Go for a half buy and let NiP get a little bit closer to the win, so they're going to take a timeout to talk things over.
And it is elimination now, starting to loom right in the face of Wings Up. You realize when you lose another swing round, when you lose another important round like this, that elimination is one step closer in this competition. And obviously the dream for this team would be to make it through and get into the arena, but that wasn't the reality for this team coming into this event. At least they've got the opportunity to have that crowd in front of them here. That's still got to feel pretty special, and being able to do it with a team that they played with some months ago. But NiP should be the team getting through this one and progressing forward, and I think that last one was a massive step in that direction. Look at the money here for Wings Up. More importantly, look at the buy they've got. So lands on the AWP, got a couple of pistols around it. Ooh, Gas taking too much there. He's down to 8 health. Not where you want to be if you're Gas.
No, it's going to be a crappy round for him. Crappy round for Flying as well.
It's actually worse. I'd say worse for Flying.
Oh, there's the op. Equalizing kill found. Worth the sacrifice of Flying to get that trade onto Rez. However, you have no real tools to progress onto any bomb site. No utility. You're just relying on this op, and you can't even rely really on Child King's Deagle with this kind of HP. He's still going to challenge. He kind of has to maintain the aggression this time.
Yeah, they still got a minute. Very deep down long. But NiP are aware of that, so Config's just watching it. It's a great angle from Config, because you don't actually have to commit too much of your life source to this. You've got the information. That should draw them in and focus on Hedrick. He'd maybe get away with one. Shot probably should have landed, but it didn't. And Conflict's not able to help him out at all. But he does recover, gets behind that truck, and it is another one. Another opportunity for Conflict, but he doesn't sink it. He doesn't get that kill. And now perhaps a sinking feeling for NiP as Lan turns around the back, and it's just Maxter alone. And the stand-in once again in the clutch. He had a 1v2 that devastated Wings up on Ancient. He looks for another one here on Overpass. He's got Marek looking the wrong way. That's the first kill for him. He's got on the defuse, he's got on the smoke, and Lan's so far away. He doesn't have the weapon for this. That's the defuse, but the last second shot. He's gonna nail it, but it's not in time. Oh, they're not in time at all. And the hands to the face, it's milliseconds that make the difference. It's milliseconds that can break teams' runs. Oh, that is so heartbreaking.
That is really tough to swallow if you're Lan. What a round. He had a good triple kill in the first half to get them going. This was looking like he was putting together a very nice round. Another triple kill up into that 1v1, guarding everyone as they progress into the bomb site, doing it perfectly, making every right decision and nailing every shot in a long rotation.
Oh, it's so heartbreaking for him.
Even getting the prediction inside the smoke.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's not over yet, though. Like, it's hard. You have to shake that off because NiP, you have a chance if your Wings up to reset them here. You know you've taken out all 5 players. You've made it costly. The money can't be great for NiP. So all focus forward.
As you hear that shot ring out, bomb is being defused.
Yeah, and your heart just sinks.
Deep smoke comes in for NiP, blocking that early peak for Lan. Spam battle through connector. Smoke is up. Gas has got himself into short water already. NiP not aggressive here on the CT side, giving quite a lot of space for Wings up to play with.
No op this time either, and Hedrick's usually been the one, not aggressive, but taking angles that allow him to get the kind of first contact, take one shot at a pick off, and obviously that resource not available to NiP in this round, so they'll stick up with a little bit of a long play, right? Rez will get contact, someone will swing from Flowers. There's the first kill, Child King up against the wall, double swing, can't even handle Config on the first one.
That's perhaps the spacing that Pimp was talking about earlier, right? You know, the trade is not going to come in there. So much time for NiP to adjust, so much time for Rez even to ready himself to go for another 1v1. Fortunately for Rez, he even had a teammate, so it's extra insult to injury there for Wings up. Now you've lost that long prong to the approach. You're going for a risky play through Monster. It's been stopped, gas is gone, and Flying desperately hoping he can get a lineup of 2 players. He did get that chance, but it's not going to happen. And now Lan, looking for redemption, was close to a second shot to come in, but not able to do it. And that'll be map in series point for NiP. And for Wings up, the other side of the story, it's elimination point.
Yeah, 6 chances as well for NiP. That's way too many. This will be NiP making it into the quarterfinals, and this last buy from Wings Up isn't going to be anything too special. Galil, 2 AKs, couple upgraded pistols as well. They've got a decent amount of utility, but just been getting picked off by this NiP defense. So NiP is going to book a quarterfinal spot. That's going to be up against ENCE on Saturday. They're also in the FaZe side of the bracket. FaZe, who's waiting in the wings of the semifinals.
Tough run ahead for NiP for sure. With this kind of form and these kind of shots coming through, sure it's against Wings Up, but it's still fun to watch.
It's nice because we're seeing NiP, you know, just get through this, and we saw them be competitive against FaZe. It's going to be a hard route for them, but you'd say like they've shown us a couple things that make us feel like they can challenge, especially against an ENCE team, as you mentioned, with another stand-in as well. Maxter has a lot more experience within this NiP roster at the moment than the ENCE stand-in, Vladin.
That's very true. And we did see some of the nerves getting to Vlad on yesterday.
Yeah.
If you go into the bigger arena tomorrow, how's that going to fare for, on Saturday rather, how's that going to fare for him? So yeah, certainly an exciting matchup.
There's at least an interesting conversation to be had about the NiP ENCE battle.
One we'll have more on Saturday, absolutely. But in this moment, down to just 3 players. Wings Up run at CAC in 2023 is about to come to a close in Shanghai. To put the band back together, qualify for this event as a unit. They'll go and play it together, and then they'll go their separate ways.
Just an encore for the lineup. Hedrick waiting patiently. He's going to get some action here in just a second.
Shadow.
Sees this shadow, makes it very easy.
He's used that so many times. He's looking to close this map and series with it. Headtrick gets a double. He softened up the final opponent in LAN as well. A couple of heartbreaking rounds throughout this game for LAN. Here he is, the last player standing. In the last motion, it will be 13-6. NiP progress to the quarterfinals, and Wings Up eliminated from their hometown tournament.
Well done from NiP. Just a solid performance. They didn't blow them out of the server. They didn't have like that crazy like 13-2, 13-3 score lines, but just handled business, responded, never got themselves in too much trouble.